Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for coming. I think it's been a while since we last met, but I think you can see there's been a lot going on in the meantime, so that's certainly quite exciting. As far as today, we're here to speak probably less to me and more to Carlo. Very excited about him joining our team. But for the fans out there and obviously for the media, I just kind of wanted to walk you through the anatomy of a deal and how we got here. So first, you have to have some plan that is certainly accepted. So for the trust and support, I would like to thank a few people along the way. Most importantly, our board and our executive committee, Carolyn, Lee, and Jason, for green lighting this project. It's not so simple where you just say, I want this player, and then you go get them. You have to kind of get the trust and the buy-in to be in these conversations to acquire players of different levels. And certainly the support of the board and our ownership group was key in us entering a conversation to make this even happen. To get that support, definitely want to highlight Diego for his strategy and experience in numerous deals throughout his career. Also his guidance and help and positivity when things aren't looking good to pick me back up and make sure we close this out. I think we wouldn't be here without the support of Diego and his guidance. For Johan, as you guys know, we had a very busy first half of the season. The clarity in what he was looking for and the work that he provided on the player profile and the specifics, and then the review process to make sure that we were getting the players that the club wants and also the coaching staff wants, is not a small task, especially when you're going game to game, Saturday to Wednesday, Saturday, and trying to prepare the team the best way they can. So I have to give my hats off to them, and they were very responsive and quick. And I think speed is very important when you are trying to close deals like this. And I think without cutting corners as well is certainly something that I value a lot. Our scouts. So when I got here, one of the key things we wanted to do was create a larger sporting structure that can be more relied upon in good times and bad for identifying and bringing different profiles for us to review. Colin and now our scouting staff have done a tremendous job at making sure we have a player that fits the club and the coaching profile, but also the due diligence on the background, as you guys will get to know Carlo as a person was very, very important to us. And to do that requires a lot of work and phone calls and conversations to make sure that this guy is an exceptional human being as well as an exceptional soccer player. And then finally, on my close staff, Ali, Eamon, and Kellyanne, for all their work that they did to bring this together, and not only that, to leave what I think he will describe as a good first impression of his time here. They have worked tirelessly to make sure that Carlo and his family feel confident about their time coming up here in St. Louis, and also to make sure that the project was one that was good enough for this next step in his career for a player in his prime. So with that said, welcome, Carlo. Thank you for your trust in the project as well. And I will let you take it away, obviously, after Mark assigns some questions. So thank you, everyone.
Go ahead, Tom. Why don't you start us off?
Hi, Carlo. Tom Timmerman from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. What's it like coming to America and to take this next step? And what's the motivation for you? Why did you want to come to America?
Yeah, it's my first time here, so definitely a new step. I was talking to Johan, I was talking to Corey and Ali. They described the project very exciting, to be fair. Wanted to take part of it. Gave me all the heads up about what's the league like, what's the team like. So yeah, just the project in general, coming to America, new life for my family. I think it couldn't be better.
Did you know anything about MLS? Did you pay much attention in Turkey to?
Yeah, of course. More highlighted when Messi came. That's no big deal there. World Cup, of course, also. Saw a lot of highlights also for the games. Saw the last 5-10 games on highlights. So I think I can make a big impact on the team. Hopefully, So goals, assists, hopefully.
if the reports are accurate, this is you represent the largest transfer fee.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not asking you to, but if you know, but so the team has invested heavily
Yeah.
to acquire you. So how do you feel the pressure upon you to take this team to the next step? Because obviously they're expecting big things from you.
I hope so. That's the kind of player I want to be. I want to have a big impact on the team, defensively, offensively. I would describe myself as a two-way player. So yeah, first of all, the goal is to make the team win games. They've been doing quite well the last few weeks. So yeah, I was also the most expensive signing in my former team at that time. They went on to sign a couple of other players for big amounts, but I don't see that as a problem. I see it as a how you say it, a nice goal. Yeah.
Go ahead, Justin.
Justin Horniker, St. Louis Magazine. Can you talk a little bit about just the process to convince you that this project was worthwhile for you to take the next step, and what maybe some of those talks with Johan de May were like in terms of how you're going to be used and what you're looking forward to?
I think we started speaking, a month ago? I had a call with Corey. I had a call with Johan. He described the project, his playing style, where he could see me fit in that project. So I said it to my agent also. I was pretty sold after that first talk with Johan. Crazy tactics, crazy. Yeah, it sounds like a magician, but he really sold me on that one. Said it to my wife also after. So I haven't spoken to him yet. A little bit about how he see me fit in, but I can play multiple positions. So if that's pivot, 6, 8, right winger, even a false 9, 10 of course. So yeah, I have to speak to him a little bit more, but the process. Yeah, Ali also went to Copenhagen to speak to my wife about everything, about the city, fans, stadium, everything. So they did their end. Now it's up to me to hold up mine.
Yeah. What have been your first impressions, just meeting your teammates and just being around the city so far?
Amazing, to be fair. First time I'm here, as I said to you before. So, like, people in the US are so sweet, so kind, talkable also. So it's been amazing few days. A lot of new impressions, a lot of new things that I have to take care of. It's not like moving to the US and everything's okay. There's a lot of things. So nice people. Squad has been amazing, taking care of me. I have 2 Norwegian friends. I played in Norway for 3 years, so speak a little bit to them about everything.
Thanks, Carlo. And then for Corey, just to talk about like the roster composition a little bit. Obviously, Carlo's the last designated player spot. Took some other swings this transfer window. Can you talk about how you're maybe planning on using the rest of this window? You have an open U22 spot, some open roster spots. Is the plan to still fill those this window, or is it more long term from here?
Yeah, it's both. We have short-term objectives to achieve the best season we can, given all the changes that have occurred. And so we will utilize any mechanisms that are available if the right player comes along. What we do know is that with the short-term objectives, I'm not going to start to jeopardize the long-term. We've seen tremendous growth in the squad. We've seen a new style of play. But we also need a little bit of time to settle down and make a deeper assessment of how all these new pieces are going to fit together. So if the right opportunity comes, we're certainly not going to be done. And I don't know a time where I'll sit here and ever tell you guys we are done, because with new changes and new players, there's always new challenges. Teams adjust, and we have to find new solutions, not only on the field, but also in our profiles. So you'll get that for the rest of our press conferences together. We will always be trying to improve the squad. The types of players, the profiles are defined by the MLS rules, but we are also quite capable of finding opportunities. And if those present itself, then thanks again to the ownership and the feedback from them and the ambition, like, we are ready to continue to build and improve this squad at any minute. So if we can do that and the player checks out in terms of what we're looking for, we will. But we also have to be patient and obviously disciplined to not get too far ahead of ourselves and put ourselves in a bind in the next 6 months just to try to achieve some short-term objectives.
Go ahead, Lynn.
Corey, I wondered for you, considering obviously this is not an end point, there's always moves and things that you're trying to improve, but considering everything that's gone into getting Carlo here, how significant of a move or addition is it, do you feel like this is, just in the timeline here where you guys are with the new program and everything that's started just in this last year?
Yeah, so when we first came here, I think, look, a lot of things needed to be adjusted and tweaked to align with our new identity and style of play. So we took the time to add to the squad and really raise the floor as much as we could, and that was intentional. We didn't utilize a lot of our discretionary spend. We kept flexibility open. We acquired a lot of resources in terms of GAM to line up now to these windows to start to be a little bit more strategic about the additions. So we are here now at what I would say is the beginning of the like lifting the ceiling phase, while continuing, when possible, you see other signings to elevate and raise the floor. So we have done I think a fairly good job, raising that floor, creating a core of a team we can start to build off of. But I think it's also very clear in the final third and in certain actions, we do need that quality. And this is the first step, along with obviously Matan as well, to try to influence that and to give us a little bit of a different look as teams do start to adjust. So again, not finished, depending on what's out there, but we will keep doing that. And we want to be as unpredictable as possible when we are facing up against teams. And Carlo mentioned, while he can play anywhere, I think Johan's idea is to be able to move players around the field at any different phase of the game to affect the outcomes. And certainly in Carlo's addition, we know he can do that.
And then, Carlo, for you, I wondered, you referenced that you hadn't talked, or you had still to talk with Johan about how you fit specifically. Given that, I wondered what was the most attractive thing through the process for you, and I guess it sounds like maybe the vision was the biggest thing that you bought into. Is that accurate?
Yeah, Johan's vision. Of course, he told me a little bit. I don't want to disclose everything. Yeah, he definitely sold me on that project of what kind of role I could have as a 10. The city also, the life here, it's totally different from what I'm used to. I can tell you that Turkey is here and US is here in terms of how different it is. So yeah, for my family also, huge part of it, which kind of life they could have here, or what kind of life they could have here. So in terms of football-wise, I think I think I can grow into a role of having more responsibility than I've had before. Definitely hope that I can take that role on here. So yeah, kind of the age I am now, also I have to take a little bit more responsibility than I had before.
Go to the back. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hi, Carlo. How's it going? Kevin
Hello.
Ryans with Fox 2 News in St. Louis. Welcome. Just wanted to get a sense of what you've learned or what you've been told about the soccer history here in St. Louis and the fan base and how passionate they are here, and what are your impressions of that?
Yeah, I was watching the game on, was it Saturday? Saturday, yeah. Nice first experience. It's a little bit different to what I'm used to in Turkey, but definitely a nice one. Team also played really good in the first 15, to be fair, before the red card destroyed a little bit the rhythm. But yeah, I was talking to, there's been 2-3 Danish players before here also. I was talking to one of them yesterday also about his experience here. So only positive things. Talking to Conrad as well. So yeah, I think I haven't heard one negative thing also for the life of my family. So everything positive until now.
And just how exciting is it for you to join the team as they've been playing with such good form over this last couple of months here?
Yeah, I think every footballer can recognize also how much easier it is to come into a team that's playing well. I've tried my first 8 games in Turkey. We lost all 8 of them. So I hope we can continue the form of a winning streak. It makes my life easier also. So yeah, coming into a team that's in flow definitely helps me also.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Carlo, welcome to St. Louis. Jacob Sersosimo with CBS Channel 4 here in St. Louis. You mentioned it earlier with Messi coming to the MLS. It's kind of put more of a target on the MLS overseas. But with your experience overseas, what's the perception of the MLS over there, and is it becoming more of a destination spot for guys like you or of that skill level that want to make the jump over the pond and come over here to the America?
Yeah, there's definitely more talks about it now. I think also with the World Cup now, it's blowing up everywhere. So I've not heard anything bad about it. I've talked to guys in San Diego, the Danish guys there. I've talked to some Norwegian guys in Nashville also, and I've not heard a negative thing about it. Football and life. So definitely more spotlight on it now. Hopefully I can help that to continue that. So yeah, I think it's blowing up everywhere.
Go ahead, Matt.
You've been part of similar projects when you made the move from Norway to Turkey, and you're with a second division team that has the goal to move up. Do you see similarities, and did you take anything from that project that you're kind of bringing to a similar project of a team kind of on the up?
Yeah, they were in the first division when I came there, but we had a bumpy first season there, and then we ended third, I think. So yeah, I've know it now. It's what's the history? 4 years now. Yeah. So it's definitely a new club. There's so many new things also. So I think for my part is about to get to know everyone, and then I'm sort of gonna see what I can do, how I can fit in, how I can make the most of it, the impact on the field and off the field, I think. But the first few weeks, let me settle down a little bit, and then hopefully I can make the most of it.
Sammy, you want to go and then we'll go to
Yes.
Drew?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Hi, Carlo. Welcome to St. Louis.
Thank you.
We are Telemundo St. Louis. Do you speak Spanish?
No.
Okay. I can do the question in English. So, do you think the last World Cup, it was a motivation for you to come to the MLS, to United States, to play soccer and show your talent?
Yeah. Now also I heard a lot of Norwegian guys also on the national team there. I'm not Norwegian, I'm Danish, but I'm talking to a lot of Norwegian guys. But they also told how organized it was, especially the World Cup. Yeah, everything was fixed, everything was under control. So yeah, it's definitely put a spotlight on America, on the MLS after the World Cup. So it's not a bad thing, I can tell you that.
Go ahead, Drew.
For Corey, Demay talked about working day in and day out with you. We're trending, our city's trending in the right direction. How's that been for you and creating this team's identity?
I can say that we've had a saying like for a long time, winning is so much better than losing. I think that's obvious. What was very interesting is that while we were losing, we were very understanding that we were on the right path. We felt like we were playing well and not getting the results. I would say now we're happy that it started to establish itself as working, I guess. But what I should also reiterate is we are not even close to being satisfied about where we're at. We know that the improvements can be quite large, which is, maybe crazy given the run that we've been on and the success that has happened over the last couple of months. But none of us have been sitting there, just taking a rest and giving high fives and patting each other on the back. We are extremely unsatisfied with where the team is, given some of the things we're leaving on the table at times, some of the execution. And so while it's a good moment to be happy as a fan, certainly that the work and the time that Johan and I spent together is to improve this team even more. And I think as you improve and as you demand a little bit more respect in the games, teams adjust. So there's probably going to be a period where we're struggling again until we get this completely turned over. I think there's an expectation that you will need to solve different problems as you move up. And in my experience, that looks different. That looks like maybe more games like the last one where teams come in and just bunker the whole game. And that looks like a little bit less of a head-to-head kind of matchup when we're on the road. So with all the success comes new challenges, and I'm acutely aware of what happens when you are demanding a little bit more respect. But that's why we bring in quality in certain positions. That's why Johan continues to work on the pitch to improve our tactical setups and prepare different looks for our team to be unpredictable. I haven't really stopped. I'm actually blown away by some of the firsts that we're achieving and the streak that we've been on, because not for a second have I felt like it's where we need to be. But certainly looking back now, when people tell me, I'm proud of the effort of the players and also the coaching staff to be able to show the work that they've been doing. And I think, for me, that's really important as well.
And then, Carlo, you mentioned watching some highlights from the team. Is there anything you saw from the team that, like, you could fit in, that you might add?
Yeah, we can take the game on Saturday as a reference. I think the first zone from goalkeeper to defense, they play out from the back. I like that. I think there's a lot of solutions in the middle. Also, in terms of Johan's playing style, a lot of movements. So I think the main thing also from the game on Saturday is the put the ball in the back of the net. So the last quality, the last pass, and I saw so many opportunities also on Saturday where we could have finished the last pass. We could have maybe took a pass more. So like the smartness and the last little quality. I think that's the goal of the team, so we can be all the way on top.
If I could just add, just in terms of the player profile, I think simply we're looking, okay, can this player help with goals and assists, right? That's the determination. We go to market looking for that. But then there is some of the off-the-ball movements that we saw with Carlo. He's selfless in his ability to recognize and time his runs in behind, which we definitely need. And you've seen when we've been able to do that, it causes a lot of problems. His willingness to also drop in and provide overloads in certain areas as well. And then, of course, the easy stuff when we get into the final third, that quality in the final pass or final shot. That's obvious, but I think fans should also be quite interested to see what he does off the ball and against the ball, which is also very important when we went out to market to look for a player. I will say it's not easy to find. You have one or the other, or you're missing something, and Carlo gives us a lot in a lot of different areas, and that's why we felt like this is the best player for us right now.
Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, Carlo. Corey Miller from Channel 5 here in St. Louis. Just tell me about your passion for winning. This is a fan base that obviously is enjoying what's happening right now, but it's been a little while since it's been a consistent winner. They're really ready for it. How passionate are you about helping build a winner here?
Yeah, it's of course more fun to win than to lose. That's no big deal there. I think you can see it. Corey also mentioned it on my player profile. I want to win so bad. So run off the ball, the pressure on the ball, make things happen. That's probably where you see it the most. So if that's working 90 minutes without the ball, it doesn't matter for me, as long as we win. That's the most important thing. Me scoring a goal, me making an assist, or someone else, it doesn't matter. As long as we win, then I'm a happy man.
Finish up with Tom.
Where do you stand fitness-wise right now? This is your end of your. You have need a preseason in effect.
I had maybe 1 week, 10 days of preseason before I came here. 1 week maybe. Didn't play a game yet, but I've been working with fitness coaches, and it's just getting adjusted to the climate here, the altitude, or not altitude, the what do you say?
Temperature.
Not temperature, the
humidity.
Yeah, there it was. Yeah, thank you. So that's probably the big one. A lot of lactic acid in my legs. So I think it's okay. I would say I'm a player who's normally in good shape, runs a lot, and so I think with weeks, days come, it should be okay.
Did you didn't know anybody or cross paths with anybody on this team? At any point?
I played against Conrad when he was in Norway. He was man marking me in Norway. So and Totland, no, he played in Sweden. So, but that's probably the one. And
Tan, right? The youth tournament, Alex.
I played against Alex on the 21s national team. When he played in Romania and I played in Denmark, and we played in youth league also under 19 against him. he was beating us with Viitorul in Romania. So yeah.
2 months ago, before you got a call from him, did you even know St. Louis existed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
you did.
Yeah.
What did you know about
The Arch.
the Arch? Have you made a trip there yet? Have you at least seen it? I guess. and driving
Yeah,
by?
there's been so much now. The
Mhm.
first 4 or 5, I've been here for 5 days now. It's been crazy. My family left today, or my brother. So now I have time to explore everything.
Mhm.
Now it's mostly been about practical stuff and football meetings, crazy meetings every day. Yeah, I will definitely have time.
Mhm. Corey, talk about people coming in. Any chances of people going out?
Always. I think the easier way to put it is when you're doing well, player value goes up. Teams become more interested typically than when you're on a losing team. So we've seen a lot of guys doing a really good job on our team, and so we'll get phone calls. But again, as far as the short and long term, it will depend on the options, depend on what we can do to continue to strengthen the squad. But assume when we're doing really well, my phone is always ringing, but then we have to do what's best for the team and try to figure out, if it's the right move or not to make sure that we're achieving our goals.
And just how tough is this process? I mean, how many bumps along the way, ups and downs?
Always.
To get here?
Twists and turns. It's definitely like a roller coaster. It's not easy to always see the end when you are engaged in some of these discussions. Negotiations go right into the bitter end as people jockey for wins and losses. And so certainly my brain is maybe not as fired up as it was when I started, but I'm very excited about kind of the future for this group in this first window and the things that we can do on the field. I'll get my rest, December or whatever when the season's over. But as you guys know, that means that it's a winter window and it starts again. So I think credit to everyone, like I mentioned, and intentionally, spoke about other people because it's not always just me that's doing these things. And I think, highlighting the work of everybody, again, for people picking up my phone calls in different time zones, the willingness to support this project as well is not a small task. And so I think it's very important to recognize that, we're talking to me, but there's a whole group behind me that makes this happen.
Corey, thank you. Carlo, welcome to St. Louis. You'll be seeing a lot of this group. They take good care of us and give us a lot of coverage, and we appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.